Can y'all hear me now? Sorry, y'all. Chloe, you ready, boo? Hey, girl. Now you muted. Unmute yourself. Look, I had my mic turned off, right? I forgot I had turned my mic off. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry to my people. I gave you this great introduction, girl. I was over here just running my mouth. But I said I want to bring you up because I know you on a tight schedule,
Yeah, we
which I appreciate. I appreciate you coming through, girl. So first of all, I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I've invited some other people to come through. You know, it's Sunday, people doing things. But first of all, I've already dropped Chloe's link in the chat. This is a content creator, YouTuber. She be over there hustling hard, honey. She gives you all things married at first sight, ready to love. What else you got going on over there, boo?
if they ever decide put a ring on it, if they bring it back, I'm here for that.
You know, we were talking about that in the group chat.
Yeah.
It's they said they were having a season 3, but we on the third season of Ready to Love since we didn't had a season of put a ring on it. So I'm wondering if maybe they're having a hard time, maybe they're redoing some things based on how last season went down. Like I don't know. I don't know.
I think they taking their time to do it right. Make sure that these people really in these relationships and everything, because they got a lot of backlash.
They
So
got a lot of backlash because we had one couple that they accused that they wasn't really a couple, and then we had another couple that they were allegedly already engaged before they went on the show. I mean, we had some stuff going on.
a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah,
Whole lot of. But we did actually have the couple from the first season, Shay and Michael. They got married and their wedding looked really nice.
you know what? I watched some of it, but I didn't really like Shay or Michael, so I wasn't invested.
Yeah, I wasn't either. And I wasn't crazy about either one of them either. If you want to know the truth, it doesn't matter. But they did actually make it down the aisle, honey. So listen, I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted us to talk about all the shenanigans and the fool la la. So you did a video over on your channel. Listen, the reunion ain't have nothing on the lives that happened after the reunion.
Girl,
I mean, first of all, their NDAs must have ended at the stroke of as soon as the finale is over, your NDA, you are released because I mean, they were spilling all the tea.
see, the thing is, they said that they could talk about when because usually they start doing the interviews once they get eliminated.
Right.
So, they can talk about anything that we have seen so far. And they can talk about behind the scenes stuff because technically it's not filmed.
Right.
So this is why everything that's coming out is a bunch of the behind the scenes, cattiness and the ruffle and the tussle of it all. And for this cast to have like so much drama, they really got the most couples.
You know what? I said that in my review. I said that in my review. I said for all of the shenanigans and the fool la la that we've been talking about with this season, I mean, I've only watched the last 3 seasons, so I don't have a full picture. But they have the most couples. We have Phil and Sydney, which Phil dropped in our live the other day. He said him and Sydney are still kicking it. Now, Sydney said that they went from exclusive to open, but they still together. Phil said he don't know nothing about that. They still together. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. We have Camille and Cornelius, which that's questionable, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We have Dante and Aisha, which they seem strong. She went live and they were together and they seem very much together. And then we have Zadia and Naeem. Now, somebody has said that on that live, because I guess they were at Phil's house. I don't know whose house they were at this week. I know last week they were at Phil's house. But somebody has said that Walter and Tasia was caught on camera and his hand was all on her bootay. So I'm wondering if maybe there's some secret something going on there. I don't know.
I feel like Walter, he a freak. Like 50
Listen,
Walter.
I'm gonna say this because I can't say more than what I'm about to say. I know people who know Walter, and I'm gonna just say Walter's the life of the party.
You gonna gotta tell me. You ain't gotta tell me. Walter said he 50
Walter is the life of the party, honey. Listen, I know people who knew go all the way back to undergrad with him, and Walter. They said Walter was very popular. Everybody knew Walter on campus, and Walter was definitely the life of the party. And then there was some rumors.
Well, that's not really rumors, right? Because Sabrina went and told it all. Sabrina went because remember the ex that everybody knew wasn't his ex supposedly went on a Sabrina went on Little Black Book and she was saying that that she was trying to figure out, was that his ex? Was it that channel or Crystal? It might have been Crystal's channel. She kept saying, is this your ex? And it was like, no. This is why she ain't have no questions for her, because that wasn't his ex. That was someone who he just was, doing a do with from, his parties. Because he had those parties.
Let me say this to you. If you watched my review, I said that in my review that did not look like somebody Walter would be boyfriend, girlfriend with. I ain't say he ain't kicking with her, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with this woman, but she just their flow didn't seem like boyfriend, girlfriend flow. Yeah. I'm going to say this. Yes, I never. Let me say this. I put out some feelers. To get some confirmation on the story about Walter hosting these special parties.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get confirmation, but I didn't get a denial either. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Sabrina basically said it.
Yeah. So, yeah. And the thing is this, y'all know, for y'all, my tribe that's in the chat, y'all know, if y'all been kicking it with me, y'all know that I got friends that are in the alternative lifestyle. So I put out some phone calls. Anyway, let me know. You ready, Abby? Now, Abby, before I bring you up, you cannot answer every question with "I don't care." You can't do that. You cannot. So when I bring you up, you can't.
Abby said, "I don't care."
Right. And I don't even know why she clicked the link, because I know she don't care.
Hey.
Really, B, you going to a party to do some power work? Oh, some PR work. Lord, I said power work. Some PR work. Listen, I'm not going to no parties to do no PR work, but I know some people who know some people. That's all I'm going to say about that. So let's just stick with Walter.
You ain't got to participate. But I'll check it out.
You don't have to participate. I know. Listen, so we're going down the wrong road. Let's come back. But let's stick with Walter then for a second. Let's go and stick with Walter. The other rumor out there, word on the curb, is that Walter had a whole chick that I think that might be the same woman we're talking about, a whole chick that he was sleeping with the whole time they was filming.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's the alleged. Now, listen, let me just preface, everything we're saying is alleged. Okay? It is alleged, okay? Everything we talking about. But that is the word on the curb, is that Walter had a whole friend with benefits situation going on the whole time they was filming.
But you wanted that don't sound too wrong for all of them, honestly, because they're dating. They're not trying to be in a committed relationship just yet. So technically they can still date and screw whoever they want to screw.
And let's be clear, I don't even have a problem with that, especially since, like you said, they are dating. Walter was very clear. Very clear that sex is important to him. And so ain't nobody he said, I ain't gotta be celibate. And I think people also forget they filmed this in like a 2-week window. So it's not like this went on for 6 months and it was like, oh my gosh, he was sleeping with a woman a whole 6 months. No, they filmed this in 2 weeks might be an exaggeration, but I think it was like a month.
Yeah, the resort, I think
it was real tight.
This is like a good couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah, because they were filming it over the summer, I think in July. They did the reunion in November. They filmed the reunion in November.
Them some busy people. They got a lot done in that little bit of time. I tell you that.
But that's why if not you, but I'm saying people pay attention. They kind of give away the timeline a little bit. They kind of let you know, oh, this happened on this day. This happened on this day. This happened on this day. Like, oh yeah, yesterday when we went to this, and tomorrow, and like it literally was like boom, boom, boom. And I think that was also part of the reason why emotions got heated, because there was a lot going on in a small window of time.
Too much. Way too much.
Yeah. So that's Walter. So now, And that's why I told people that I do not think that Walter was ever bothered by Sabrina's past because of Walter's life. You know what I'm saying? I never felt like that was a issue.
Because it takes a hoe to recognize a hoe. So I just, okay.
And we're not calling Sabrina no hoe because I like Sabrina. But it take one to know one when it comes to the shenanigans. Now, Chloe, we're gonna double back, but I want to, since I know you have to leave in a few minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and
we got a little time.
We got a little time. Okay, cool. Well, let's get to this. And I already know Abby gonna go off. So Abby, let me get Chloe first, and then I'm gonna let you go off. Okay. Now we heard the rumors that we heard two things. Shiloh did not come because she put some demands on production that production was not here for.
Okay.
That was the first rumor. And then the other one is that she is suing Ready to Love. She is suing the production company. Mm-hmm. So your opinion, first of all, I do, but I don't. For the audience, what's your opinion on the Phil Shiloh situation?
So as a woman, right? And I'm dating a man with the potential that he's gonna be my husband. If he decides to remove me from a situation that he feel isn't appropriate or safe for me, I'm not gonna be mad at him because that's why I chose him. To be able to protect me. So if I don't trust him to protect me, then I don't need to be with him. But I also understand that if someone tells you not to touch them, don't touch them. But this isn't just, I wouldn't say this isn't for her. It shouldn't have just been anyone, especially if you pressuring this man to tell you picking her, right? She's like, I'm pick me. Okay, so then why don't you trust this man to, protect you?
There you go.
And then they said that they were out till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
They shut the club down and they were drunk.
And they was waiting for her. Supposedly, allegedly, Courtney was waiting in the car for her. She sent Phil after her to wait to go get her. But he was just standing there. It was raining outside. He was waiting and waiting. They said they was out there for about 2 hours waiting for her. And it sounds like, well, alleged from the stories, it sounds like he was like, it's time to go. Like, you're doing too much. And he got fed up and said, let's go. Because I asked you to come. We've been out here 2 hours. It's raining. It's dark. I don't want to be out here to 12 in the afternoon waiting for you to get yourself together. And she's irrational and she's emotional.
And drunk.
And y'all know I'm a messy drunk. Chad, don't get me in my feelings, but I'm drunk. I'm gonna be all so I get it. Like, and I would expect for my husband to be like, Chloe, let's go. And the way she made it seem was like he didn't like tug her and drag her down the street where she was getting scrapes on her foot. He didn't like, grab her, like choke her up, like you better come on. He literally just picked her up and said, let's go. Right. Now, I don't know the specifics of the pickup, if it was like a little over the shoulder, if it was like, a hold of her like this. We don't know the specifics of that. But for her to say, and this is the only reason why I can't rock with her on this, because she said she didn't feel like he was going to hurt her physically. If she would have said that, I'd have been like, go girl. If that's how you really, really feel, I got to stand by you because I can't take that from you. But you all that went out the window when you said emotionally. Girl, who you trying to fool because it ain't me?
Yeah. So, Abby, now, Abby, I already know how you feel about the Shiloh Phil situation. We had that conversation on the panel. But how do you feel about her putting demands on, allegedly, putting demands on production and her now suing production? How you feel about it?
How many people you gonna punish because Phil didn't choose you, daughter? How long you gonna carry this because he didn't choose you, baby? You the one that jumped off the love ledge and was like, choose me, pick me, love me. You the one that decided to do all of that. Mm-hmm. And when it didn't work in your favor, see, you've gone through several scenarios. You've gone through several scenarios in your head with which and how to get back at Phil for not picking you, choosing you, loving it. Mm-hmm. Now you brought yourself back in because you was going to take at first. I wholeheartedly believe this with everything in my being. You was going to take it all the way there that he hurt you. He did something to you. He's the bad guy. You was going to run with that narrative. But then you came back to yourself and said, well, there may be maybe if I play this right, I can still scoop him into corral him into doing what I want and bringing it back around, and he still end up picking me, choosing me, loving me if I play this just correct. But what you don't understand is he's a runner. He's a track star, daughter. He wasn't, and even if he did not pick, what's her face?
Sydney.
He was never gonna pick you, baby.
Yeah,
even if it wasn't her, it was
you.
not going to be.
It was never you, daughter. It was never you. Hey, Tabitha. Hey, boo. Mwah. I know I haven't been live in a couple of days, and we've been missing each other, child. How you doing? Miss Tabitha was out shopping for herself and ended up buying for whiskey. My whiskey bear. But anyway, yeah.
I said, "Come on, whiskey." You know,
yes, honey. That spoiled dog of hers. He's so cute.
Listen,
pick me up and put me in the back of the car because I was drunk, acting like a fool. He and ready to fight. Yeah, I mean, again, I like the way Chloe worded it. If this is someone who I'm dating with the potential that this is who I want to choose me, at least in a dating situation that would maybe hopefully lead to a committed marriage, committed situation or even marriage, I want him to be able to say to me, "You're doing too much. Let's go."
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, I get the whole don't get in my personal space, don't do this, don't do that. But I also think, and I agree with what Phil said, that sometimes it's about making the decision in that moment, right? And I'll deal with the consequences of it.
You'll be mad at me later, but you'll be alive to be mad at me.
Exactly.
Right. And it will be all right.
He basically summed it up perfect. He told her, he said, I could reverse you being mad at me, but I can't reverse something happening to you.
Right.
And I said that. If
you don't understand that, if that don't click in your head, I don't understand. It's like she didn't want to hear it. Like, Miss, did you miss everything that he just said?
She didn't care because he didn't pick her.
Right.
That's why. She don't care. None of that shit he's saying means anything to her. You know why? Because he didn't pick her. So at the end of the day, all of the things that he had said and how he was trying to get her to understand that, beloved, you can be mad at me later. I would prefer to err on the side of valor than for something to happen to you. She didn't hear none of this. All she heard was, "It's not you." Mm-hmm. That's all she heard. Exactly. And so now she's still in her feelings about it. And so she tried to put all of these conditions on production. And production was like, "Thank you for your services. Going somewhere."
And I like the fact. Exactly. And I like what Quintessential said. Phil wasn't a lose-lose situation. Mm-hmm. Phil was in a lose-lose situation because if he had let her, like I said this before, if he had let her walk down that street, that alley, and God forbid, God forbid she fell over something and busted her foot or her ankle. God forbid anything happened to her. Then the question is going to be, oh my gosh, what kind of man is he that would let her do that and walk off into some danger? It really was.
First of all, he got better patience than me. Because if you think I'm going to sit there for 2 hours while you cut the food, you would have got a good 15 minutes from me. And then I would have took your butt and I'm going home. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Right. Nobody has time for this.
Nobody has time for this.
Just because you mad because you ain't get chose. Girl, if you don't go.
Especially now in the world of Uber, ma'am, if you don't pull out that app and because I'm going home. Now you can Uber your happy ass right on home, but I'm going home. I don't know where you're going, but this car is leaving in 15 minutes. If not, I'm going to need you to pull your app out. I'm going to need you to go and get on that Uber and you get home the best way you know how. I'm sorry.
Right. Share your Uber ride with me once you get in the car.
That's all. That's all. Now, here's the second part of this. I know we live in a very litigious society, but production wasn't even there. They didn't film it. They weren't there.
It wasn't their event. What are you suing them for?
This wasn't something they set up. This wasn't an official Ready to Love event. What we suing for?
Okay, so
because they introduced her to Phil.
Allegedly he wants to go right. So this is the thing, right? I really hope that she put stipulations on the reunion and that the suing allegations isn't true. Let's just say that, because we don't need that at all. But I think that when she said that allegedly it's because they're trying to protect him. They're trying to protect Phil, or they're trying to like cover it up. They're trying to make it seem like it wasn't what it was. But all of that went right out the window since when Tommy asked you twice. Do you feel like he was trying to hurt you? And then Phil asked her twice, did you feel like I was trying to hurt you? So at that point, that's why I was sitting here like, if this is true, if the allegations of her suing is true, then she must have a good case to go up against the OWN network.
No, and I think we need to get away from that. We need to get away from no. And I'm gonna say this. The reason why I say that is because there's always somebody looking for a come up. There's always a lawyer that is willing to go against Goliath, because even if they lose, their name is now attached. So you can file the paperwork. Now, will it get thrown out of court later? Maybe. But you can always file the paperwork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, because I didn't think of it like that.
And so we also don't know what she told the lawyer happened.
Exactly.
We don't know what story she made up to the attorney to get them to do whatever.
Right. Now, if it get all the way to a court situation and it's in front of a judge, now you say, oh, well, they must have some good shit, because it went through. Because the first thing the OWN network is going to do is file for some sort of, get this thrown out. Because first of all, they sign waivers, they sign releases. And yeah, somebody said in the chat, they're not even supposed to be doing no whole lot of hooking up outside of the cameras. So the fact that y'all were there at a situation that wasn't sanctioned, there were no cameras there, it wasn't set up by Ready to Love, it wasn't an official Ready to Love event. I don't know, and I get what you're saying, that she's saying that they are protecting Phil. And you know what? If that's how she feels, she has a right to her feelings. But what I feel like is that that's not going to go nowhere. That's how I feel about it. I don't feel like that's going to go nowhere. But that's just
I hope that's not
nobody's law school. So
I hope that's not the case, because I'm honestly going to tell you that if she's really trying to bring this man down and put these allegations on this man because he didn't want to wet her whistle, we're going to have a problem.
I had to wet my whistle. All right. I had to go back for that one. All right. So real quick before you got to go, Chloe, let's talk about, we got to talk about this Cornelius Camille other woman situation, honey.
Oh, child.
So first of all, before I get deep into this, I got to plug my girl. So over on Kamisha Reviews tomorrow, Kamisha Reviews will be doing an interview with the young lady. I don't want to call her the other woman. I think her name is Alexandra. Alexandra. Say it again.
Alexis.
Where I get Alexandra from?
The A's. They similar.
You know you ain't gonna get nobody's name, right? You knew you wasn't gonna get nobody's name.
I will make up a name. Ciao.
Girl, at least you making up names. I just be saying them wrong. Don't worry about it.
Ciao. Listen. I know I will rename somebody. So y'all want to hear her full side of the story? She will be doing an interview over on that side. I'm not sure what time tomorrow. But she already put it up on her Instagram. She already put it, I'm sure it's posted on her community wall. So y'all get her whole side of the story. But what we had found out was when they went live the other night, Courtney was live, and this Alexis clicked in onto the Instagram live, and she proceeded to tell us a story that basically her and Cornelius was dating for a brief time during the process, but he was supposed to be with Camille. And she alleged that Cornelius really didn't want to be with Camille, that he lied to her and told her it was only for the show, that it was all fake, it wasn't real, and that he was really trying to figure out a way to get out of it once the show was over, but she would not get them hooks out of him. Now, that's his version of the story. Her version of the story, of course, she went live to rebut it, whatever. She said, this is just a misguided young woman that goes to his church, and she didn't like me, so she made up this story. And then she posted text messages with a woman did apologize for, I guess, trying to get with Cornelius or whatever. Camille says she knows who this woman is, and that, yes, they did go to New York, but it was strictly a business meeting, that Corey was there, and it was a business situation because they went to the Soul Train Awards, and this woman is in PR. Now, Chloe, I'm going to start with you. What you think?
Okay, so first, when she first started the live, she was saying she was trying to figure out if this was real. Because Cornelius was trying to sell her the fact that this wasn't a real situationship. This was just off of TV. Okay, so then she was supposed to help him get some gigs and stuff like that. But I don't know how we got from helping to get some gigs to are you in a relationship? Like, sis, which one was it? Did you want to help him and get in a relationship or what? So right then she already had a motive. It sounds like to me, right? Then she ended up saying that they were going out. Corey was taking all the pictures of them. They was all hanging out. And she had said to Corey, like, do you think me and you want, how would you feel about me and your brother dating? And he was like, y'all will be cute. So it don't sound like they was dating, right? If she said that she asked him how does it sound about us dating, whatever the case may be. The ex-girlfriend was trying to tell her to let him they was praying for God to let Camille go so she could go and he could go be with somebody else and all this other stuff. But to sum it all up, I feel like there's some truth to her story and there's some truth to what Camille's saying. I feel like the only thing that's going to debunk anything that Camille says, because she sat there and lied on TV in front of all of us and said that she didn't say I will F you up. If she never did that, we may take her word a little bit more serious. But because she's known to be a liar, like a full blatant liar, I can't rock with it. And I feel like I can see Cornelius faking his celibacy to get the draws because that's the fastest way to do it, child. And I can see lying about
that whole I'm celibate, that don't impress me. That none of that, whether it come from a woman or whether it come from a man, none of that impresses me because
no. And then her saying that he was going to compare the sex between the two of them or whatever the case may be. I was just sitting here like, okay, I was listening, but a lot of it had a few holes in it. Because at one point they were saying that she said that the intimacy between them was popping. And then later on down the line, she said that they hadn't done it. So I was like, don't know. Honestly, I just feel like either way, it's all about Cornelius. Cornelius is a clown. When Cornelius got up there on that stage and was mad that it wasn't his segment, I thought this was supposed to be my segment. He did this to get on TV, to build his acting career, to try to be seen, and to do all of that. Camille got caught up in it, and so did this other girl. What side of the story is true or not? I don't know, but I know that he's a clown and a nigga.
All right, Abby, and listen, before you answer, what you cannot say is I don't care about these people. I want an opinion. Pretend like you give a damn. I want an opinion.
Tonight.
Lord have mercy. I love her. Come on, girl. Now listen, I ain't never done you like I do El Teddy, but I'll do
it. Okay, so here's the thing.
Let me put my finger on the mouse. Let me put my finger on the trigger.
First of all, let us all look at Cornelius. This is what the fuss is over? Cornelius?
Girl, where your shade at? Do it for me.
Like, this is what this is what we fussing over? Cornelius? The bald-headed nigga that looked like a stalker? That's what we doing? Okay. So first of all, one, they're all stupid. Second of all, I've been trying to tell y'all, Cornelius has been trying to gnaw his paw off of this bear trap that Camille has had him in since the show started. Now, if y'all didn't see that nigga's face when she said she was going to self-eliminate with him, and he was like, damn, thought I got away.
Oh, yeah, he definitely.
Quicker than that.
When she said she was self-eliminating, his face was
open. His whole face was like,
his whole affect changed. Yeah, he was not happy about that. Yeah,
listen,
he definitely was not feeling that. He was like,
nope. I said that too. In my review, I was like,
this girl has been calling you her boyfriend since 15 seconds into meeting you.
Yeah, that's
and you haven't known how to. You haven't either been mean. You didn't want to be mean enough in the beginning, so you scared off the other women by how you handled her. Because Camille is the type of chick that you got to be like, nah, bro, we not. No,
Camille is the type of chick that
she's not going to understand niceness. She's going to consider any niceness from you as agreeance with anything that she's got going on in her mind. Whatever scenario that she done made up in her mind, if you are not outright with no prejudice telling her, no, that ain't it, she's going to run with the scenario in her mind and assume that your silence or your niceness is agreeance to whatever she got going on. So I saw him get further ensnared in the trap and couldn't get out. And then he tried, and then he started, he was like, oh, well, let me run with it. And then, we could be this couple and I can get all this clout and bop, bop, bop. And then I'll be on your next favorite nigga on a Tyler Perry production.
I feel like if somebody was bored enough and searched the records for the DC, Maryland, and Virginia counties and city areas, I feel like there might be a couple of like restraining orders against Camille. Like, I feel like she's that chick. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's that chick that got a couple of restraining orders, because you're right, Abby. She's not the kind of person you can be nice to. Because I agree, Cornelius, and I think part of it was he didn't want to be seen a certain way on TV and just be mean to her, because I feel like that's what some of it was I can't be the big bad guy. But here's my problem, because this is how I feel about the situation. The common denominator in this story is Cornelius. Camille could be absolutely telling her truth, and this other young lady could be absolutely telling her truth. The only person that knows what was really said is Cornelius. And do I think that Cornelius could have been playing both of them at the same time? Absolutely. Because I believe that Cornelius was playing the game of make it to the end with Camille, which didn't work out, but that was the game. And I believe that he probably was entertaining this other young lady. I believe both stories can be true. Like, I believe both of them could be telling their truth. The problem is the person in the middle. What was he saying?
But at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for Camille either, though. Because
I'm sorry, did I say anything that made you think I felt bad for Camille?
No, but I know people were like, oh, well, she got played. And I'm like, well, that's her fault. Because if she would have let that man go through the process, the other woman would have called it out for what it was. They would have been like, nah, he not ready. The same way that Mumin got up there and was like, all these women tried to tell me that Frank, that you wasn't ready, Frank, and I wanted to take your word. Them women know what's up. That's why they be having them deliberations. If she would have let that man go and try to feed them other women the BS that he probably was out here feeding them, which is why he supposedly got mad at Courtney for releasing some pictures, because he's doing his whole celibate and I'm not into, all of that. Which is why when Camille had mentioned the FaceTime with the shirt off, he was looking at her like, remember when they went on that day at the skate rink and she was like, yeah, because you with the shirt off on the FaceTime, and he looked at her like, don't do that. Like,
But this is what I need people to understand too. If you go back to what Cornelius said, Cornelius never said he was celibate. What Cornelius said was that he was trying to be celibate.
Did he say that now?
Yes, he never said that he was celibate. He said he said that his intention was to be celibate, but people make mistakes and sometimes slip-ups happen. That's what he said. So he gave himself a backdoor. If you go back to that casting special, he never said, I am celibate. He said, that is my intention, but sometimes, things happen, mistakes happen. So he gave himself a backdoor from the beginning. I think people heard celibate, and as a man to say he was celibate, it just went bloop, 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 bloop. Because that's just like, Camille ain't say nothing about being celibate until his ass was talking about it. She ain't saying about that. If y'all think that the two of them ain't hitting it, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you.
I don't remember him saying anything about being celibate in the first place. So when that conversation came up, I was, what? Celibate? What the hell? Okay, sure. And Camille clearly is the type of woman who, if whatever the man says that he's looking for, then she will magically turn into that to get the man.
But Cali girl, that's what he said. I'm not saying he never said he was celibate, but what I'm saying is, you go back to his casting special, what he said was that is what his intent. His intent was to be celibate. But what he also said was, but sometimes mistakes happen. That's what he said. So when I hear that, I feel like you already giving yourself a back door.
You already knew what's up.
You're giving yourself a back door. When you say that, you're giving yourself a back door. So that's how I took it. Now, if you, again, what he said when he was talking to them people, that's fine. But I'm telling you, in the casting special, because I wrote it in my notes, in the casting special, he said, but sometimes mistakes happen. So what that says to me is you giving yourself a back door before you even get started. That's like saying I'm gonna stop eating bread Monday through Friday, but but on Wednesday I'm stopping at Panera to get me a sandwich. Like, it's like you giving yourself that back door before you even get started. Cornelius said he was trying to go the not leading with sex relationship because of his prior relationships. Yeah, exactly, Tracy. My intent is to be a millionaire, but it just didn't work out. Okay. Okay, Lil Baby says she remembers the comment. I remember the slip up comment. I'm still wondering how you slip up in a hunch session.
Well, you insert tab A into slot B, and then you slipped up. That's how that works.
Well, especially if you've done it before, it's easy to slip back into it.
Okay, so the last thing, and then I'm gonna let you go, and then me and Ebby will kick it around a little bit. Zadia, what's your opinion on the whole Zadia Brown girl? Now I'm gonna say this: I've been following you, so I know I'm asking you these questions so you can share with the audience. But I know that you kind of went back and forth with the Brown girl situation, whether it was colorism or not. I honestly don't even want to go down the colorism yellow brick road. But how do you feel about Zadia and how she conducted herself from what we saw? And again, we're talking about the after show, y'all. We're not talking about the show anymore. We ain't talking about the editing. We are talking about when everybody went live and all of these different interviews where people are telling on themselves and telling on other people. So based on what you've heard in these lives and these after parties, how you feel about Miss Zadia?
I feel like Zadia is very aggressive and she has issues. She may even had tendencies of violence, okay? From the situation with Dante, from the situation with she accidentally on purpose kicked Carrie, from the situation from when she was trying to fight Sydney. And it's always on behalf of Camille. Like, are they hunching? Like,
right. And there was also the alleged where she was cornering. Who did she corner on the porch when they were on the retreat?
Shallow,
so that they would
Shallow and
it was somebody and was threatening them about they better not vote for Naeem and Cornelius.
I feel, and that's why when at the reunion, Sabrina, when she got up to walk away, like, I'm not doing this. When we could talk, I'll come back. Sabrina was like, you don't want to so you don't want to talk any other time. You don't want to talk any other time.
Right. You don't walk away any other time. Exactly.
Right. Because she wants us to think she's something else. And what she did was I don't like her. She's manipulative, right? And I feel like she wants to fight everyone else's battle to make herself relevant. Because every time something comes up, it has nothing to do with her. It has to do with Camille and her circling herself around it. Like, she wants to be input. Like, Camille's the it girl and she want to be attached to it. Okay, that's what the vibes I get from her. And then she got up there on that daggone reunion, and because Naeem is so, for some reason,
don't even get me started on him.
Stuck on a booty because he can never ever get a girl with a booty like that. Okay, because that's all he care about, as the ex-girlfriend said. Right,
the ex-girlfriend did tell it.
She told it. He want to sit there and he want to fight for her so that it doesn't make her look bad. Like he said, elephant in the room is all these guys. Girl, boy, that was never the elephant. That elephant never existed. You making up elephants now.
And it was the second deliberation. That don't count.
They was going off the booty. They all want to go for the booty.
Right. His nose was so wide open and child, that whole situation. And then even at the reunion, well, I said we wasn't going to talk about that. But when they was like, pick me, talking about something. Well, then we had a connection. Are we going to talk about our connection? I was like, calm down.
She's
what about
that? Disgusting. I don't care for women like her. And to point out, and I don't want to go into it because I know you don't want to go into it, but at one point they was telling me that it's elitist. It's called elitist. Is what her and Camille were trying to do.
It's a classist thing.
Class and elitist, situation.
Because you heard the way they talked about Aisha. They felt they were better than her. And how dare somebody be interested in Aisha over me? Because look at me. Look at me. Look at what I have. I have this and I did that and I went here and I have this and look at her. Mm-hmm. Because because she claims that she apologized to Aisha, but if she apologized and they didn't get it on camera, then they did a disservice to her, because they showed her apology to Dante, but they should have showed her apology to
You think
Aisha.
that was an apology?
I mean, it was a bullshit apology, but it was better than
I was just, I took accountability for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. That okay.
Right. I should have never went back in that restaurant, but I told y'all what happened that night, and it was probably Camille ass on the damn phone that she was talking to. But she got on the phone and somebody hyped her ass up and told her to take her ass back in that restaurant and get him together. That's what that was.
I told her. I said the same thing. I don't care for her. And I don't care for Camille. I feel like Camille uses Zadia, and because she knows Zadia is gonna go about that, go do it. And at this point, it's disgusting, because like, how old are you? You're a grown woman. I mean, grown, not 20, not early 30s. You grown as hell, and you up there acting like this, and you think that this is cute, and you want to put your hands on people, and you want to accidentally kick people and corner people and tell people what they should and should not do. Like, who are you? Who raised you?
Yeah. So that's what that was. And at the end of the day, we'll see. I feel like Dante and Aisha will be together longer than her and Naeem, if they are really together, because I ain't convinced. But I mean, I'm convinced they came to the reunion together to say they was together, but I ain't convinced that they really together. But that's just my 2 cents.
Who?
Naeem and Zadia.
Oh, child, Naeem will do whatever Zadia say.
That's true, but that's what I'm saying. I ain't convinced, because she probably
used him just for the reunion.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They was together for the reunion, but I don't know how much they was together when they left the reunion, child. Abby, anything you want to add to the Zadia statement? Remember the rules.
Okay, so Miss Zadia. Yeah, I don't like her. Moving on. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to drum up something. Like,
no, I mean, you don't like her. It's fine. That's
you know what I'm saying. I'm trying not to say I don't give him.
Thank you so much.
In honor of you and your channel and the rules that you set forth, because you said I can't say that I don't care. I'm trying to give the best thing without cussing her out and calling her stupid.
That is sufficient.
Because then she think that she really want this smoke, and then I'm gonna be in DC, and then you're gonna have to bail me out of jail. So let's avoid all of that.
Okay. Well, there it is.
There it is. And Naeem is stupid and a pick me. The end. Okay.
All right.
It's because she had no substance. You had nothing to talk about when it came to Zadia besides her acting fool.
Exactly. Now, last but not least, as far as how I want to talk about, I mean, we could talk about Frank and Mumin, but I just think Frank is a bitch. That's just how I feel about that. I feel like I do not understand what his thought process was, and that whole I'm gonna, it was so traumatic. It was so traumatic that I had to fall off the face of the earth after everything, and you couldn't even get that woman a phone call to say, hey girl, I'm gonna call you later, I got some shit going on. Like, whatever, Frank, that was some bullshit. And now to talk about you dated white women and you don't know how to date a black woman, I'm not even doing that with you, because you knew you went on a show full of black women. So here's the thing, I ain't never gonna be mad at somebody for having a preference. Everybody has a preference. If you prefer to date white women, who am I to tell you that you're wrong? Right. However, don't go on a show where you won't be there will be no white women as an option.
That's the part.
like if you like white women and you know that there will be no white women there, why are we here, ma'am? Sir, I'm sorry, did I call him a ma'am? Sorry.
Is it fit?
So what do we feel about what's going on with Corey? What are we doing with Corey?
Nothing.
Continuing to ignore him for the
nothing.
We were just continuing to ignore him because nothing you say makes any sense, young man.
Nothing.
So you crying because your mama? What?
I don't know.
He tried to explain why he was crying, and it made absolutely
he said
no
because
sense.
He want to make a woman. I'm going to listen. We're gonna have to tell Maud she can't be texting when she get drunk.
If she don't get out of Camille's butt, I don't listen. I can't
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
listen. No, I'm gonna say that eventually in this.
Oh no,
That's gonna come out of my mouth. I can
yeah.
already feel it coming. Listen here,
Okay.
Corey would seem like a nice young man if he's trying too hard, he doing too much, and he's trying to force it, and he doesn't have the natural charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent that it takes. And we see you for your works, beloved, and all of it is fake, and we're not buying it. So you can take your tears that you squeeze, cause my mama, nigga, stop. I want you to stop. You look
I want to go back to that park, and I want to find that tree, and I just want to see how many initials are carved in that tree, because I feel like that is his place. I feel like he goes to that park every time. I feel like that there are different trees throughout that park that have hearts carved in, and we're gonna see his initials, C, whatever his last name is, plus whoever he did with that day. Like, I just feel like that is what he does. Like, it is
Corey
a cut
gives
and paste.
me exceptional child. He gives me that they've always told him he was an exceptional child, and he was in special classes because he was so exceptional, and he really just had a sped. That's what he gives me. And so he's been working off the assumption that his IQ score was 168 when they really just added a 1 in front to make him feel better about the situation. So y'all help the special ed baby. Y'all just help him. Y'all pray for him. Just pray for him. Just pray he gets some sense. I pray he finds someone as goofy as he is so they can go and be goofy together. That's
the reality is that he gonna find somebody. It's somebody out there for him.
It's somebody out there for him. And I hope he finds her and soon and gets out of our faces. Thank you.
The thing about Corey is that Corey, he has the right idea of what you should do for a woman. The problem is that he feels like he's supposed to go through these grand gestures.
Yeah, I agree with that part. Yeah.
So he does. The problem is that, like they said, it wasn't the fact that what he was doing, it was the fact that he wasn't being honest. Corey's the type of guy that's going to go out, do all of this to every woman to get every woman, and then he going to end up in the same situation he in now. I don't know why I do the things that I do, because you're stupid. Like, that's it.
That's it, and that's all, sir. Because you're done. Thank you. And then you do the same things, and then you don't get the woman. You would think you would stop practicing insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, and you would try something different, baby.
Because he almost
try something different.
He almost had Courtney and Monique with them tactics.
He was this.
Right?
He did. He almost had her. He almost had both of them.
Could not be honest. And the thing about that is, when he finds the right one, instead of waiting to find the right person to do those things for, when he finds the right one, he's going to be so burnt out from doing it for every woman in this whole world that he's not even going to be able to give it to the one who deserves it.
Right. Because here's where he made the mistake. If he had done, when they were at that pool party and he left the messages for Courtney, that pissed Mumin off, and then that became an issue. Had he waited until he had a date with Courtney and did like a scavenger hunt with her, that would have been cute. And it wouldn't have been in the face of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But girl, yeah, it was too much. It was too much. It was too much. It was too much. What other rumors and things have come out since we wrapped up filming? Any other?
Oh, did I say that Big Rockhead Frank is a jackass? No. He is.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We said that, but I agree.
I agree.
I think that let's talk about, did we go through all of the different? Now, there was a rumor that Sydney and Walter knew each other prior to filming, and Sydney, she denies that. She said that they do have a mutual friend, but that they were not friends and they did not know each other like on that level prior to filming. But that was a rumor that was out there. Do we believe it?
I feel like they all know each other at some level, but probably not as like that.
Yeah, I feel like for most of them is 1 degree of separation. I feel like most of them like have a mutual friend somewhere.
Mm-hmm. If they all live in the same area, yeah.
I agree. So what do we think we're gonna see with this new season, child?
A whole bunch of mess, but this cast seemed real touchy.
It's a bunch of whores. That's what it looked like to me.
This cast seemed
They look younger, don't they? Look like they're a little bit younger. Look who coming in here late. Come on here, girl.
Too late.
My boo thing. Come on in here, boo. Let me know when you're ready. Hit the thumbs
Walter
up.
is too. What did Walter do now? Walter's
I thought it was at 6.
It's 6:55.
It's 6:55.
Oh, you in a different time zone, girl. It's okay, Stacey. Listen, I keep forgetting that you and Kamisha are Central Time. I have to be very specific when I'm talking.
Literally was like, look at me, I'm actually early.
You just knew you was doing the thing, honey.
I was like, I'm early and stuff. Look at me.
Hey, Maud.
Hey, Maud.
I only have one earring in. Like, clearly. I'm just coming to do my setup and go run, put the rest of the stuff in and come back. I'm sorry.
Well, listen, Stacey. So listen. Well, go ahead and get yourself together. I'll stay a few more minutes because I appreciate you coming through, girl.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay, get yourself together, girl. Sydney, Sydney's an Instagram model. She does hosting and things like that. And I felt like Sydney came on the show to get exposure, but I think she legit likes Phil. I think that's legit.
See, that's the thing. I don't have a problem with them coming to get exposure, but that needs to be their second priority. The first priority is to find love, and if I get to promote myself in the process, then cool.
Their first priority should be to win whatever the prize money is at the end, and the fact that you don't get nothing at the end of this stupid ass show is
you were almost there. You were good.
Angers
you were
me.
So good. You were doing so good.
I tried to hold on to it. The fact that there is no crash prize or no trip to nothing at the end of the show, all I get is a nigga at the end.
We don't need it.
These niggas ain't shit, so I get nothing.
We don't need it. If they do that, do you not know how much of like this is going to turn into a different type of TV show?
Ask me if I care. They doing all the same shit anyway. Ask me if I care.
Abby,
they could get a prize at the end. There is no way.
You said run my check.
Right. Like if I'm at the end and all I got is Walter, I'm angry. That's it. That's all I get is Walter. If y'all don't give me $20,000 or a trip to Turks and Caicos or something, I don't understand any of this.
You a mess.
They get a fee to be on the show. I think they get a certain amount per episode. I need a lump sum. But I'm answering what somebody asked in the chat.
Oh, okay.
But they don't get like a whole, like
if I get to the end and I'm mean and all I got is Frank, and then I'll never hear from Frank after he was like, I choose you and I want to be with you. And then I'll never hear from Frank again. The $20,000 will help me block my tears. I don't understand.
I told y'all that it was a red flag for me with Frank when his cousin said that he was perfect. That's when Moon asked what his flaw was, and their response was, well, he doesn't have any flaws. He's perfect. I knew then we was in trouble. I said, oh, well, that's
I really want to know what he paid his cousins to say that, because
it don't even matter. The fact that they said it, I don't care how much he paid them. But to me, and again, that's narcissistic right there. Like everybody has something they can work on. Nobody is perfect, and you're
if his cousins had said we just shot because he ain't never brought a black girl home, I would have died.
Listen. I would have fallen out.
Listen, if they'd been like, well, this new territory for us. We ain't never met a black girl with Frank. We don't even know how to act.
Right. Welcome
would have
to South Africa, Isaac. We have Maud in the chat, y'all. Now, I don't know if Maud, she watching the football game, y'all. So Maud can come up here. But if Maud was up here, Maud would want us to know that Camille is innocent. That's what she would want.
Oh my gosh, she the number one.
But I gotta run. I'm already like a half an hour late.
I know. Thank you for coming.
I'm sorry I didn't get to chat with you.
I know. We just keep missing each other.
We do it again because Chloe is about to have a whole conversation about Married at First Sight. And baby, I got some things to say next week. I'm gonna have to join. I'll be in the chat next time because baby, I got some things to say about these people.
Send me the what episode you on so I can watch it and talk to y'all about it.
We only on episode like 3, right?
Yeah, it's only episode. They ain't even at the honeymoon yet, child.
I've never seen a show in my life.
You need to get with it.
It's a mess, is what it is. It's a whole mess.
They always giving me assignments. I'm I'm a contestant. I like it, so I have to put myself in a different view. I have to actually watch them because I don't watch reality TV in my normal life.
Well, girl, you gotta get into it.
I know. Evie and really be on me.
Listen,
child, we trying to get her together. All right, Chloe, thank you, boo.
First of all, Maud, ain't nobody even said nothing about Camille's stank ass facial expressions. So stop that.
Oh wait,
stop that right now. And authentically young, we know that they know that there's no money at the end. I'm saying there should be. That's what I'm saying. There should be a prize at the end. Because this just having this man at the end is not that's not what I could have got that at the grocery store. I mean, what is you trying to?
Okay, Chloe got to say something.
Bye, Chloe. I love you.
Okay, look. Before I go, I'm starting a new segment. I'm doing Unfiltered After Dark. Tonight's the first episode at 10:30. We going to talk about, do you know yourself? Do you know yourself?
Okay, I think I'm feeling you.
Listen, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Had some adult conversation.
Y'all conversation.
I already dropped.
I found out after I got a divorce, honey.
You
my girlfriends bought me something to help with that.
Oh,
I know that's right.
That's what I mean. We're gonna get into the little conversation.
I dropped Chloe's link in the chat, you guys. Y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to Chloe Johnson, and we will. I'm gonna dip my head in. I'm gonna dip my head in tonight, child.
I love you.
Little baby, if little baby, you still in the room, can you drop that link again? I dropped it, but can you? Matter of fact, I can drop it again. Hold on, I got it.
It went over her head, Chloe. It went over her head.
I caught it though. I caught it.
I love your voice. Are you a singer? I can listen to you all day.
I got a little tune, but I don't use it.
Okay. Stay auto-tune.
But I'm gonna get off here. Pleasure, Stacey. We gotta do something. I feel like we always miss the lives. Next time you guys do a panel, I'm gonna try to come in early. With you guys.
Girl.
Come on, girl.
All right, babe. Thank you. All right. So, Stacey, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna let you hit on what we already talked about. So we are not talking about the reunion. We're just talking about all the shenanigans that have happened after the reunion with all of the lives and all of the tea that's been spilled, honey. So
wow.
I think we started with Walter, and we talked about Walter allegedly having a whole concubine this whole time.
Concubine,
like concubine.
Y'all saw that one on the Martin episode. Concubine.
I mean, I'm joking, but allegedly he had a woman that he was dating. A friends with benefits situation the whole time. Where the hell she go?
I'm right here.
Oh,
I was giving something to my son. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. So first of all, do you believe that that's the case? Second of all, how you feel about it? As far as what?
I do believe Walter had a distraction because I heard it out of his mouth. I don't know if he intentionally let the cat out the bag, but I know it was in response to Sabrina saying that he had a whole girlfriend, and he was kind of, defending himself, and it slipped out that he was fooling around with somebody. So I heard it, my ears heard him say it, so I do believe that he was dealing with somebody else.
Okay, all right. So we talked about that. Then we talked about Shiloh allegedly not coming to the reunion because she was making demands on production and her suing production. Alleged. Again, I'm throwing alleged. I mean, I know some of this stuff we know is true, but I'm just throwing alleged out there for everything, just to cover everything. How do you feel about Shiloh potentially suing OWN and her not coming to the reunion?
Well, I think it's unfortunate that people, when you elect to be on a show, and when you elect to do these things as a contestant or personality, whatever, what it takes. I'm sure just as my contract is still in place and lock solid, I'm sure hers is lock solid. And the alleged incident occurred while not filming, while not sanctioned by anything on OWN, while I don't know how she has a leg to stand on. It's like, to me, it's just like, it's showing that your intent from the beginning wasn't pure and honest and true, and that trying to make $15 off 15 minutes.
Right. And so what Chloe was saying was that she felt like production was protecting Phil and not, I guess, protecting her, and that's where she's coming from. But you said repeatedly that you didn't feel like he was trying to hurt you. You didn't feel like his action was malicious and had any sort of malicious intent. So what are they protecting you from?
Well, I mean, if we can sue people from hurting our feelings, from us being emotionally offended and traumatized, we'd be suing each other on the panel every day.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, allegedly, the whole sit down with Tommy was another one of her demands. Right. Allegedly, the entire season, she's been making demands and being late as hell. Like, we ain't talking about 30 minutes to an hour, because in Houston, traffic could get you, but it's all filmed relatively, close, right, in a circle. So here we are again. You are being a prima donna, a diva, when you ain't no diva. Like, right, that's ridiculous. So, I mean, like, when I started hearing the rumors about how she was acting while filming and all of this stuff, I was just like, well, damn, can we get an Emmy first?
And I'm going to say this. I know from other, because I do follow a lot of reality shows. I know that when people are late, and I mean, Stacey, so for those who do not know, Stacey was on the last season of Ready to Love. So her point of view is coming from somebody who went through the experience from the other side. So for those who do not know, I'm going to put that out there. But with that being said, and you can attest to this, Stacey, and you can say yes, no, maybe. But I know on other reality shows, they can't start filming until everybody who's supposed to be there is there. And correct. So when you're 2 hours late or 3 hours late, you're holding up production, and it's really disrespectful to the people who were there, and it's very disrespectful to people's time.
Right, and not to mention that's 2 hours of pay. The network has to pay the production team, because you have different people there. You have the cameraman, you got the sound people, you got the sound techs. You have all of these different people that's there, and so that's 2 hours that all of these, tie it in together, both of them. You got 2 hours of all this time that you have all these people here that you have to pay them. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have to take a lunch break, and you're going to have to continue paying them. So I can imagine her shenanigans alone cost the network a good amount of money.
Right. And again, this is what we're hearing, because what we're talking about.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because remember, this is everything we're talking about on this episode, on this live, are the things we've heard after the show, the lives where other people were spilling the tea, and we just discussing it because, listen, everybody and their cousin went live, and everybody and their cousin had something to say,
and they've been spilling it.
They've been spilling it. Now, I don't remember, and again, Stacey, and I think I said this the other day, their NDA must look different from y'all's NDA, because I don't remember this much. I mean, there was some things that came out, but I don't remember this much stuff coming out.
I think they have a clad tight NDA, just because of some things that happened on our season that they're probably more protective of. I'm pretty sure theirs is a clad tight one. That's why I'm like, why are you trying to sue and do all this foolishness? Because I know the contract is tight. But as far as, not speaking on things, if you notice, a lot of these people have been doing lives, which are kind of like unsanctioned as opposed to like interviews. I just think they've gone, I feel like they're super toxic. It's a lot of egos involved, and they've just gone rogue. They have taken toxicity on the street like it's a traveling circus.
Right. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah, Abby. I don't know. This, I'm like you. Like, it's so toxic. It make my nerves bad. It give me gas.
Not gas. Oh my god.
Like, my whole chest. It be hurting all in my rib cage just looking at this mess.
Right. I just don't understand why everybody is putting so much energy into a bunch of non-committed relationships. Ain't nobody in no exclusive relationship with anybody. So if you find out that they was dating somebody else during this time, okay, and so you saw Walter put his hands on somebody's behind. Walter ain't end up with nobody. He's single. Who cares? Let
Right.
that man touch as many booties that the women will allow him to touch.
I know. Let him.
What difference do it make? He not. You are you mad? He not touching your booty? Is that what the problem is?
Baby.
What do we care?
These are grown, sexy adults.
Exactly. Walter, you can come touch my booty if that makes you
What's
feel
up,
better. Like,
Junior?
what difference does it make?
I told y'all I met Walter at the premiere party, and
You said he was a sweetheart, didn't you?
he was so nice and gentle, met his whole family. And when I tell y'all that man can smell good, he almost smelled me out. That cologne almost tugged me out my dress in the middle of the
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
Well,
Hey, Dina, welcome, girl.
I'm still single, Walter.
Listen, listen. First,
so there was that. So then, child. Let's talk about Corey. Do you want? Because I know you have a personal gripe with Corey. Because then you do a live with Corey, and
baby,
a whole lot of came out, and then Confessions did a live, and a whole lot of. What's up, King Retro?
baby. Okay.
hey, friend.
I really was thinking about this because I knew you bring up Corey. And one thing that did come out of Confessions interview that now we know about Corey is that he's actually turning 45 this year, and he's not 40, as we saw. So like that makes me look at him and how he moves a little
right now.
Sideways.
How immature are you? I know men's brains develop later than girls do. It takes their brains longer to develop. But you damn near 45 and you on national TV playing reindeer games with people and fake crying. Like, are you, sir, we're the same age. I'm somebody's Mima. What is you doing with yourself? You moving like you 21 and it's the first time you touched a titty. What's going on? What is going on with you in your life, sir? And then when somebody asks you a direct question, you can't give a direct answer. You going all the way around the mulberry bush and God's butt to get to the answer. It was a yes or no question, sir. It's either a yes or a no. It either is or it isn't. What are you talking about? What has your mama got to do with what I asked you? I asked you, was today Tuesday? What does your mama being at your basketball game got to do with this?
Well, the one thing that I feel like with Corey is if you're 45, you're too old to be talking about the first date kink, unless you're talking about it in reference to, hey, I can help you survive. If you're talking about some hit shit and you like, let me help you get through your first date. But I just don't feel like glamorizing only accomplishing date one and moving on is anything for us to be giving him an extra hand clap about. I'm just,
how you 45 and you ain't got past the first date, love, with nobody?
I just think that Corey's whole situation was bullshit from the beginning. I didn't believe the whole crying fit. And now that I've seen him, the way he's conducted himself after the fact. Now I know, isn't he doing an interview with Kamisha as well?
This week, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure that he'll have an opportunity to spew his bullshit again.
I legit want us to stop feeding this cast. I really do.
I know.
I want to stop giving them interviews. Stop talking about who they cheating with, or they in a love triangle or a quadrangle or an octagon, whatever it is, whatever shape that they in with 15 different people. We're done. A new season is starting this Friday. Stop talking to these people. Stop. They're unlikable. They're rude. They're disrespectful. They're doing and saying any and every man of everything they can to be like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Stop looking at them. Stop feeding the monster. Stop feeding the animals at the zoo. Stop feeding them.
Now,
just cut them off. If you stop talking about them, they will go away.
No, they're not, because they're gonna, I ain't even gonna say, they're gonna find a way to make it back in to find attention. We're seeing
let me be very
right now.
Let me be very clear, Stacey. As much as I love you, and I think you are the bee's knees, let me be very clear. When your season was over, I was done with all your niggas, and then I moved on to the next season, just like I'm going to do with this season.
We know. We
like
know.
It's like I don't stop. Like, because they're it's one thing if, like, Stacey, you are not toxic in the way that you are moving about this situation and how you moved in this situation. Everything about this cast has come off real nasty and toxic and rude, and I don't think they deserve the 15 minutes after this show that you're supposed to get all of this attention and clout and everything from being on this show, because they are showing their complete hind parts. Almost all of them to a man. Yeah. So, like,
for me,
pass.
For me, as little baby, it's exhausting to me. Like, I look at it and I don't even know how, like, Stacey, me personally, I would have survived among them. Like, if I were casted, or if it was like, okay, let's bring Houston to DC and sprinkle in, that would have been a good sprinkle in, like, throw it off. But like that, I don't even know how I could have functioned, because like if you go back to Aisha and them, the dinner table scene, and it's I'll F you up, that moment, I think I would have probably fell out my damn chair, broke a glass, something would have happened, because my nerves, I would have been all the way on.
Stacey, I'm the same, baby. You know me, I'm the same. Because my first thing would have been, who are you talking to? Because you're going to have to put a handle on that daughter. You're not going to just say, I'm going to fuck you up in the table. And no, you're going to have to direct that. Who are you talking to?
Because Corey is actually worse than the dude from y'all season, the one that was kissing everybody and promising to take them. Yeah, Troy. Corey is worse than Troy.
But Troy as a person, like, okay, so you got Spaghetti-gate with Troy, the house that was clearly an Airbnb, pasta that was clearly fumbled on a plate, did not look like spaghetti, looked like spaghetti pie. You got that. You got kissing Troy, but Troy would take you on a trip. He's not just gonna be like offering the trip. Troy's one of those sugar daddy men that will definitely take you. Troy was 50 years old. Let's talk about, give him his little rose. Troy was 50 years old and looked younger than half of our 35-year-olds.
Troy didn't look 50. He didn't
Baby, Troy is...
He looked a good 28, 29.
Troy in person, it gives you a energy like Walter. Like, he's very kind. He's very friendly. Like, he has good personality. Like, Troy, he's able to kind of like do a sneak scoop on you. He was just kissing everybody. And in his defense, he said at our reunion, he said, you know, that's customary in the South, you know, where you kiss people on the cheek, which where I'm from, that is customary. So I can relate to it. And I'll stand up as one of the few on the cast that he did not kiss. So
well, listen, Stacey, I have a friend like that, and I call him Bear. He's a big dude. You know, he's like he gives you one of those hugs that you just, like he gets those big bear hugs and he'll come and kiss you. He's very affectionate. It don't matter who it is, man, woman, doesn't matter who it is. He's just affectionate like that. So I get that, and I get how Troy, his mannerisms, I get that. So that part didn't bother me. It was the promising everybody trips that like you taking everybody on a trip for their birthday.
Yeah.
My birthday, November 3rd.
You get a trip.
Right. Like he the Oprah. He just send everybody on trip. He can send me on a trip. Like, I'll take a trip. Now, wait a minute.
Right. Which he'll actually send you on a trip. Unlike Corey, who's offering everybody to meet his parents without any intent of anybody meeting his damn parents.
All right. So, Abby, I already know how you feel. I know you don't care. You just went on your whole tirade. I just want to get Stacey's 2 cents because we going round robin.
Oh shit!
I think we covered everything. Well, we didn't cover Frank. Do you have any 2 cents about Frank?
Can I call him a rockhead now?
You already called him a rockhead.
I'm talking to Stacey because Stacey get upset when I call him a rockhead.
You know, y'all pray for me that I don't accidentally say that because you ingrained it in my head so much
that he got a rockhead. He did.
After this,
He don't even like us, so it's all right. It's fine.
Really be after this, I have another appointment on another one tonight where he is supposedly
going to be there. Frank is going to be there.
I ain't spilling no tea.
Okay. Well, I'll get
We'll
the tea
talk about it in the
I'll get
chat.
the tea backstage, honey. I'll get the tea backstage.
Well, I'm going directly from this to that. So I won't
We'll
be
put the link
well,
in
then
the
I
chat
won't-
so we can come over wherever you're going to be at.
Yeah, don't say nothing then. Don't say nothing. So the last thing that we're going to talk about before we hop off of here, which we already touched on, but I want to get Stacey's point of view. Who do you believe in the Camille, Alexis, Cornelius?
Alexis? Oh, yeah, her name is Alexis.
Three-way situationship. Was she there for PR? Were they trying to date? Girl.
I don't believe none of them. Nobody. Not a one. Not a one. Because everybody stands something to gain from this situation. Every single person stands some type of attention they can gain from this situation. So I really thought about that one too, really, because I knew you were gonna talk about it. And I have come to the determination that everybody lying.
Amen.
The way I feel about it is, I said this earlier, I think those two women are telling their truth.
Let me tell you why.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you, they twisting the truth because they both admitted that they both knew each other or conversed or something prior to this information being released. So she said, well, I talked to her or whatever. I've never met her in person, but we've talked or whatever. So
some in the milk ain't clean.
The way it's making all the gas bubble in my stomach, I'm going to find the right way to articulate it.
Yeah, I was saying that I feel like they're both, because I feel like the common denominator is Cornelius. And I don't think Cornelius is being honest with either one of them, honestly. Now, I'm not saying that he's wrong or whatever. I just don't think that I think that he could be telling Camille what Camille thinks, and I feel like he could be telling old girl what she thinks. But I do feel like they not knew each other, but I feel like there have been conversations prior to that. Yeah.
I do not believe that she's a stalker.
No, I don't believe that at all.
I do believe that they did have a relationship with one another. I don't just think they're church congregates. I don't feel like I don't feel empathy. I do feel empathy if it's something real. I do not. As far as Camille is concerned, I don't know how I feel about her in this situation.
Got you. Well, let me say this.
According to her, she said she gonna get her lawyers involved. I don't know exactly. What? I don't know. I posed that question to her when she said, "Oh, she said on Kamisha's thing for the interview coming up." Camille got under there and was like, "Well, she can say whatever she wants, but I get my lawyers involved." And I said, "Wait a minute, daughter. What your lawyers gonna do?" And I'm waiting for her to respond
because you're
beloved.
Wait a minute, daughter. I said, daughter, what the lawyers gonna do? Daughter, what your lawyers gonna do? What they gonna do?
First of all,
you Kasha K, as you talking about? That's not how that works. What they gonna do?
Wait a minute, go ahead, Stacey.
I mean, is anybody married here to be even suing?
And the woman never said nothing bad about Camille. Nope. She's not talking about that woman.
She didn't mention you. She talking about your dirty boyfriend. Because your man is her man and her man is your man.
I listened very closely. And she did say that she wasn't cute or whatever, but I disagree. I think Camille is absolutely gorgeous.
She is. She's a beautiful woman. She's not being mean, rude, and nasty and making them faces.
Yeah,
I think she's absolutely gorgeous when she's not talking or letting her personality shine through. If she just stand there, she's gorgeous.
And with the guidance of Camille, Cornelius will always be okay because I've met women or seen women like Camille before, and women like she is are very intelligent, super smart, high IQ, and here's the big word: calculated women.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna add another word to it: manipulative.
Lord, we done lost another one. I swear they going out of here like flies.
Who died now?
Fashion designer Terry Mugler passes away at 73.
Oh no, child! People are dying that have never died before. Jesus,
Girl, but you know what? Why y'all know I'm Creole, right? Why I be messing up all names and all names? So why I always call them Mugler?
who?
Baby,
Mugler? It's Mugler.
I didn't pronounce the G.
Oh, you don't ever pronounce the G in Mugler.
I was like Mule.
And I think his first name is Terry. I don't think it's Terry. It's Terry.
Terry. Okay, my bad. Terry.
That might have been why I thought his last name was French, because I would French it.
Bless it, bless it, bless it, God.
Just like I'm gonna do when I get me a man, French him too.
Well. He was the same age as Leon Talley. Listen, where the lady from Vogue? Where is she at? Somebody wrap her in some bubble wrap.
Baby, wrap her up.
Listen, so the reason why I opened up my phone was because I was looking at these comments.
Did you see the picture I sent you where she said she was getting the lawyers?
Wait a minute, Abby, I'm gonna need you to stop.
What I do?
So Camille absolutely did leave under the post. Child, I'm sorry. Camille said, "Don't even trip at this point. It's all about to be in my lawyer's hands. Let her talk." What you talking about? And of course, Abby had to get under there talking about some daughter. What lawyer's gonna do?
What the lawyer's gonna do? I'm just trying to figure out what your lawyer's finna do.
Look, listen, they are talking under this post.
Are they? I ain't went back. Hold on, let me go back. Oh no.
Camille is up. Listen, Camille, girl, I'm gonna need you to stop. You won't win this war. Just sit back and enjoy your man. If it's not true, sit back and enjoy your man. Why are you on Instagram addressing people? Like, it doesn't matter. Their opinions of y'all's relationship shouldn't matter.
Shawana, what Cardi B said? Please tell me.
Oh, the way Cardi B pronounced his name.
Oh, okay.
No, this one.
I'm Cardi B.
This one girl being super messy. I don't know who this girl is. Talk about they look like a cute couple if Camille get out the way and let them be happy. And Camille talk about he also has to want her, and that's why she mad. Daughter, you making yourself look. You looking. He got you out here in these streets looking crazy, daughter. Quit it. Quit. Don't believe this nigga. Listen, I'm trying. Listen, I'm listen. I don't really care for you, but what I don't like is for him to have you out here looking crazy, and he doing some shiesty shit. Daughter, sit back and shut your mouth and let it be what it's gonna be. Don't be out here caping for this nigga, and he gonna have you out here looking. I don't like that at all. I don't like her out here looking crazy, trying to defend her and her relationship with this nigga when he is potentially out here doing some nasty shit.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said the only person I know was really going on is Cornelius, because he's the middle. And that's why what I won't be is out on these. I mean, that goes for if I'm dating somebody that's not on TV. What I'm not gonna be is on Facebook arguing with no woman about no man. I'm not gonna be on no Instagram arguing with no woman about no man.
I'm not gonna be on 15th Street arguing with no woman over no nigga.
Right, because listen, I can't say definitively what he ain't doing when he ain't with me. So what I'm not about to do is sit here and make myself look stupid out here arguing with no woman.
First of all, don't you bet no woman not ever talking about, oh, your man is doing X, Y, and Z with me and da-da-da-da-da, because that's the last, okay, got you. And that's the last time. You ain't got to never worry about me ever again.
But trust me,
it's going to be like that nigga died. I shut down real quick. I don't do that. That's my, like everybody, but I am not everybody, and everybody's line in the sand, and what you can and cannot take in relationships is different. Fidelity is my line in the sand. I'm not doing that shit. If you can't be fidelis with me, you're going to have to get the fuck away from me, because it's going to be a problem. I'm telling you that now. I'm not that type of broad. That's the line in the sand. Like I had a whole 3.5-hour conversation with this one dude about being fidelis in a relationship. And he was like, well, my dad, has cheated on my mom and she never left. I said, well, your mama is stupid. I'm sorry. That's too bad for her that she decided to stay with this ain't shit nigga. But let me be very clear about who you talking to. I am not that bitch. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I like me. I like me a whole lot. And I like me enough to know that I deserve somebody who's going to be with me and only me, because that's the desire of my heart. Now, if I was out here campaigning for open relationship, to be in an open relationship, and you go and do whatever you want to do, and I do whatever I want to do, that's something completely different. But I am standing in front of my family and God to say, I'm going to be with you and only you until death do us part. And if you can't hold up to that bargain, get away from me.
Right.
It's point blank, serious, simple. It's my line in the sand. It's what I deserve. I'm not taking and settling in for anything less. And if you can't be man enough to be that for me, then get out of my face so I can find the man who can. It's just that simple.
We got it. Maud, go watch the football game. Because I'm sick of you. She is out here arguing.
Mine needs to be realistic. Sis, I love you, but you got to be realistic. Like,
put the vodka down.
Like, you one of them people that'll be like, well, the Candyman had issues when he was growing up, so that makes it okay. Or Jason, or what's his name? What's one of them crazy, scary
stalker? Serial killer, murderer.
One of them people. He had abandonment issues. No, that is not okay. Their behavior is not okay. But what I was going to say is, you can't go about life giving people more than what you give your kids. So like us who do have kids and everybody, y'all have parents. And what our parents always said, and what's the same shit we say? I never say what my kids will or won't do.
Say it again.
You won't hear me saying what my children will or won't. I won't be like, oh, Cam would never do that. Cam would never be like, I would never say the shit. And just as if you can't say the shit about your kids, guess what? You damn sure better not forget that whole concept and disapply it to men or women.
Right.
Because you don't know what somebody gonna do.
And you don't know
exactly.
what and that's
if you can't predict what the little person that you grew from nothing into a whole human being inside your body, if you can't predict what that person is going to do, you sure not going to be able to predict this nigga that you met at the Safeway 2 weeks ago. Daughter, come on.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, in this scenario, I think those women are telling, again, their truth. But Cornelius is the one in the middle. And what we don't know, Camille, what you can't say is what Cornelius said or didn't say to that woman when you weren't around. You only know what he's telling you.
No,
that was said.
That's not even it. What I'm gathering, and like I said, I don't know her, so I can be wrong. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but she reminds me of one of those people that think they can control everything to being what she wants it to be. She wants to be a kept ass woman, and she wants to control the narrative to make it look right. Like her life is perfect, this relationship is perfect, everything's perfect. And you can't control a man to be imperfect. Period.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Maud, I wouldn't block. Maud, I ain't blocking you, girl.
I'm blocking you, Maud. You block. Welcome to the block party.
Yeah, I'm not going to block you, Maud, but I just need you.
We need you to be realistic, baby.
Stop taking for these people.
We need you to be realistic and get from underneath Camille's spell. Because she check with your ancestors.
Yeah, check with your ancestors on that one, honey.
I'm about to call the ancestors on her. How about that? I'm about to call the ancestors on her and tell on her. Because they're not acting. She's not acting like how ancestor women want us to act. Our ancestors rolling over right now, mine.
Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Anyway.
And not even half of what I see.
Okay, now Stacey, are you getting ready to do an interview when you leave here? Are you going to do something public? Because the people want to know where you about to go.
I'm going on LBB for the part 2 of the panel.
Oh, little black book for the
superstar panel
block party that y'all had. Okay, so she's going to be heading over to Little Black Book later on this evening. What time does it start?
It's 30 minutes.
It starts in 30 minutes. So at 8:00, she's going to be on Little Black Book, you guys. So y'all going over there and y'all support her. Y'all here. Y'all go listen. They're gonna probably be spilling more tea, honey. So y'all get on over there.
Make sure y'all support us because y'all know I'm a straight shooter. And they be, oh my God, they be hating on me so hard in the comments. I be like, damn, what the fuck? Damn.
Girl, don't worry about them people. Don't worry about them people.
I don't be worried about them for real, but then they be trying to, you still ugly like you was ugly and ready to love. I be like, damn, you look 50. Oh, okay.
Yeah, T, we did talk about that. We talked about that. We did, child. All right, so I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. I don't know if y'all gonna get a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City tonight because I'm still mad at Bravo. And now, from my understanding, Bravo is going to address the issue on Watch What Happens Live, but I still have a problem with them waiting. I
DM'd you about that. What happened? Remember, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I don't watch reality TV. So I need to know what happened. You don't see your DMs. You just seen it 5 hours ago. I saw that. And I'm mad at you because you need to do better. It's 2022. Check your DMs, boo.
Stacey, I'm not like you. I don't be getting the DMs like you be getting the DMs, you know.
I don't be trying to get the D in my M's. How about that?
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Wait. Listen, I was trying to be a good mod for the chat. Wait a minute. How we get to a D in your M, daughter? What happened?
Baby, she don't check her DMs. Meanwhile, I'm running from mine. No, ma'am. Check that shit because I was really trying to know because you had done a post earlier in the week. Y'all know how you put it on your story or whatever. So I respond like, sis, what's going on? What you talking about? Like, what happened? Then let me say about this hope.
Wait, what?
She left me on red. All it said was seen 5 hours ago. Bitch, what? Can you respond? But I bet you're gonna have that ass in that group chat and say something in there, but you ain't even respond to my DM.
Wait a minute, I don't even halfway be in that group chat.
I don't care, but you're a drop.
She said she don't care.
Hold on, Abby. What do y'all always say? Where's Really B? Really B ain't said nothing.
I'm gonna tell you why. Cause this, let me tell you, cause she will leave you on red, and I'm.
That's what I hate. Instagram will tell on you. Instagram will tell on you.
It will tell on you.
God.
That is Snapchat. One of them, they snitching. First, what nigga? Wait. What is Mod talk about? Tell that nigga to stop his game. What nigga?
She talking about Walter, I think. Child, listen,
girl, if you don't get over it, Walter not in a relationship with anybody. Why is Walter the line in the sand for you? Why is this single man the line in the sand? What? He's not in a relationship with anybody. Let that man do whatever he want to. He's not in anything exclusive with anybody. So who cares what Walter is doing? If Walter want to flip over backward and helicopter his dick, let him do that.
And I don't doubt that it's been done.
I can't see you.
Based on that chip commercial of him in the nude,
I don't understand what Dorito commercial that is. What soft porn Dorito commercial? I don't understand what anything else. I was like, what the soft porn is happening over here?
I said Walter with hair with the little baby curls.
Tracy said he can post it on Twitter because she want to see it. Oh my God.
Let me see if I have some Doritos in my cupboard.
So
she said no. She's talking about Little Black Book.
Oh, child.
What games is he playing? I'm confused. I don't watch him, so I don't know what y'all talking about. He be in my feed and I just keep scrolling because I don't care.
Let me tell you, Ma be hating on everybody that ain't Team B. I had to. Did I tell you what I had to do to mine the other day? I had to pull up my ancestry DNA and send her so that I can let her know the ancestors are mine too, boo.
She forever consulting with her ancestors, and
And
I don't understand why they don't never tell her to put that damn vodka down.
And be leaving us out like that ain't our same ancestors.
Not that the ancestors told her to put the vodka down. Listen, so let me say this.
What happened?
I'm telling. That's what I'm about to tell you. So the short version of the story is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. There's one of the housewives on there. She is Vietnamese, and they found her Facebook page that she thought that she had deleted everything off of and deactivated, but come to find out that she had some very racist, anti-vax, anti-Black Lives Matter, pro-White Lives Matter. And she, listen, this one I knew something was wrong with her because she had White Lives Matter shit posted and her ass Vietnamese. And so there's been a whole situation. Here's an example of some of what she had right here, Stacey. Hundreds of blacks shot and mainly killed, including children, by other blacks every week. Over 1,000 officers violently injured, some permanently by rioters. Anarchists rioting in major cities every night, which has caused billions of dollars of destruction to private and public property. And you still think police officers are the problem? You are an idiot. Here's another example of what she had. Only make the vaccine in suppository form. I want the Democrats to something. I don't see what that. Hold on. Let me turn off my banner. To shove it up their asses. Here's another example. Cops and lawyers make bombshell claims that George Floyd body cam shows George Floyd ingesting fatal amounts of drugs before his arrest. He died of an overdose. Here's another. Is this another one? I'm sick of people saying cops need more training. You had 18 years to teach your kids it's wrong to loot, steal, set buildings ablaze, block traffic, laser people's eyes, overturn cars, destroy buildings, and attack citizens. Who failed who? This is just an example of some of the stuff she had on her.
That is appalling and disgusting. Girl, give me this girl.
So the problem is Bravo has not addressed it. Like, they haven't made any type of statement. Like, they told the housewives they didn't want them to speak on it.
This isn't the what's the I did see the other Asian lady on Salt Lake, but she's Filipino, right? Or something.
She's
the one with the black married to the
she's not Filipino. She's from one of the islands outside of the Asia Pacific islands outside of Hawaii. I can't remember which one, but
so she's
from Polynesia. She's Polynesian.
Okay, Polynesian. Baby, that is disgusting and appalling. And I can't even believe she would post that shit.
Well, and then her apology was some bullshit because
one, can we just start with the false equivalencies about the black community? Let's stop there. Let's stop there. Because don't talk about black people shooting and killing black people without talking about the disproportionate incarceration rate of our black men and women who do minor offenses and land with these.
Oh, she's from Congo. She's from Congo. My fault. Okay.
Land with these major, prison sentences that don't even fit the crime. Let's start there. You can't falsely equate because we know that contrary to popular belief and these false talking points, we do know that there's a different demographic who's on social services. We know there's a different demographic. There's other crime rates that suggest that is not completely true. We know that these are all talking points and not legitimate facts. Stop degrading our black community. See, like when I see stuff like that, I don't even think of, these crime rates. I think of you're trying to equate and paint the picture that my people are barbarians, just like that fear was invoked during slavery, that we don't know how to act. We can't let them be around us. We can't do this because they're barbarians. So let's just stop there. Because when I see dumb shit like that, I go back there. You're trying to paint a picture that we are barbarians and we don't know how to act and we're violent, crazy people. So let's stop there. Secondly, how dare you? How dare you? her people are a country that had heinous crimes committed against South Vietnamese. Heinous crimes. You know, it was in the 1950s, 60s, 70s ish, where the Vietnamese War was going on, and we had to, extend, and open up our country to all of these people that were trying to escape these horrendous conditions and treatment by the North Vietnamese at that time. So if you're going to talk on behalf of my people, at least know the facts about how, the struggles and hardships of your own. And then maybe you'll have a little more compassion and understanding for other demographics. That's all I'm going to say about that.
All right. Exactly. So that's kind of what's going on with that. And again, Bravo has not spoken out. And Bravo, in the past, when other things have happened, they had never had a problem. But it seems like on this one, they're just mute. And I'm just not understanding and why. So, I'm at this point, I'm not really feeling Bravo. Them addressing it on Watch What Happens Live. You still could have made a statement earlier this week. Like you didn't have, I'm just not understanding why they've been so quiet. I don't get it. I don't understand. But we're going to find out, child. We're going to find out. But that's why I said you may or may not get that review because I'm just not feeling it right now.
Well, I agree with Timo because, I'm a firm, believer in, separate, conquer, divide and conquer. And I just feel like she needs to be educated before she says things like that. And, people need to be compassionate towards more communities and be more understanding. And then you'll learn how to treat other people. But you got to start with understanding your own culture and your own culture struggles. And then maybe you'll have more of an openness to understanding other people's. But it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because nobody should be degrading anybody else's race, ethnicity, culture. You shouldn't do that. That's wrong.
Exactly. All right, ladies, I'm about to get off of here. Stacey, I'm going to let you go get yourself together, honey, before you got to go. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, my love. I won't leave you on red anymore.
And
that's a lie.
Next time, I do remember my girl. My girl is on Eastern time, so next time I won't be late.
And I have to keep in mind that you and Kamisha are on Central Standard Time.
Yeah, and normally I'll translate it, like I'll think about it, but this time I was like, oh, I'm about to be early, girl. Look at me,
I'm doing something too, girl. And don't forget that Stacey's going to head over to Little Black Book YouTube channel. If you just type in Little Black Book, it'll pop up. I think he's live right now with Frank, so y'all can go catch the tail end of his interview with Frank. And then they're having like a super panel over there, so they're gonna have people from last year's season and this year's season of Ready to Love, and they're just gonna chop it up. So y'all go check it out. And again, they're gonna probably be spilling some tea, honey. And then tomorrow, Kamisha will be interviewing Alexis, the third part of this love triangle. If you care to hear what she has to say, honey, Ebby, we know. And with that, I will talk to you guys later. Mwah! Peace.